How are we doing, everyone? Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a good Sunday yesterday. Some pretty good basketball, I'd say. I personally went 4-2, 3-1 on the free plays. But honestly, my reads were not very good, if I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Like, I had a lot of, just bad reads, some good variants and stuff, which happens from time to time. But, Shoto, Tyler, how are you guys doing? Do you guys like the new overlay I have? I spent a lot of time yesterday developing some overlays, one for one person, one for two person. Just trying to make shit look more professional, to be honest. So, Ja is the header. Oh yeah, it's a Ja Wick day. Honestly, Tyler, I just made the header in advance because I saw the Grizzlies were playing today. I was very close to playing Ja Wick, but it's not a Ja Wick day. Tommaso, how we doing? How we doing? Appreciate the plays, guys. Shoto, appreciate you. Like I said, guys, get the plays going down below. I'll get to everything after I give out some props. I kind of have some weird stuff today, to be honest. Just like stuff that I usually don't play. Like I don't have any points props. I have 3 props and none of them are points, over or unders. Some players that I usually don't play. Like I don't know if I bet on any of these players this year, to be honest. Maybe except for one of them, but sorry guys, just getting all my tabs up so I'm ready to go. Yeah, but so yesterday, let's do a quick recap of yesterday. Let's pull this up. So yeah, I lost 2 bets. I lost the Jokic over. Honestly, that was kind of a bad read. I just got too excited. I'm like, yeah, Jokic. I mean, every single competitive game, he seems to go over this. It was a competitive game, but to be honest, I did not do enough research on the Dallas matchup, and they were doubling the shit out of him, doubling the absolute shit out of him. Like 0 chance to do anything scoring wise. So he still had 20 points because he's Jokic, but that was a really bad read by me, that Jokic play, honestly. What else did I have? I lost to Josh Giddey. Under 29.5 PRA. He had exactly 30. He played 37 minutes, though, and honestly, Billy Donovan just seems to not really ever play him big minutes. So even though Kobe and Io were out, I thought he was still going to be in that 32-minute range. So I got that wrong and deservingly lost that one as well. Then my winners, Ben Simmons' assist was, it wasn't, I think he hit in the fourth quarter, early fourth. I think he had 9. So I'll take that. That's not a bad read. Jonas was kind of lucky. He shot 4 for 5. I think he had 1 for 2 for 3, 2 for 2 free throws. So super efficient. Not enough volume. He did score pretty easily when he did get it down low, but yeah, man. I mean, it's not the volume you want. So it really wasn't a great bet on Jonas either. Another one. What was the other ones that I won? I'm trying to think. Oh, I added Svi Mihailuk. Over 15.5 PRA. He had a ton of volume. He didn't quite play the minutes that I wanted him to. He did go over somewhat easily, I believe. I think he could have missed another 3 and still went over or something. So that one was meh because he didn't play the minutes I wanted. And then, the Halliburton under, which was lucky, right? Because he had 5 at halftime and then got hurt. So honestly, guys, really wasn't a good day yesterday of reads, even though we went 4-2. And that happens sometimes in long seasons. You don't make great bets and you still find a way to win. It just variance. But yeah, I mean, yeah, look at this without the screen share. This looks so goofy. Let's see. Okay, let me quick remove this. Yeah, so thumbs up on people. Oh yeah, D'Lo, appreciate you a ton. Good morning, chat. Good morning, host. Yep. Thumbs up in advance. Yeah, guys, if you guys are on YouTube, I do greatly appreciate the thumbs up and advance. Let's see, StreamYard. Okay. There we go. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, D-Lo, I appreciate you a ton for commenting this because yeah, a like and sub does go a long way. The comments go a long way, which is like helping me trying to be able to do this in the future because I am freshly out of college. I am in the job hunt right now. So sooner or later, I'll be working a full-time job and doing this. And, it's like, this is going to be a lot. It's just going to be a lot on my plate. So the support really does keep me going and it does mean a lot. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, D'Lo. Greatly appreciate you for commenting that. Okay. So we got a lot of comments going. So that's great. We're at 90 people, so 10 more people, and then I'll start with the 3 plays, and it should be pretty soon. So let me quick get these all queued up. Yeah, like I said, guys, really weird stuff for me today. You guys are gonna like look at the bets and be like, this is not him. He usually doesn't bet stuff like this. Not saying that they're like bad bets. Well, hopefully not, but. Yeah, I'm liking what I have today. Not all these are good prices. All these are widely available. All these have minimal juice on them. So, yeah, like all these stuff. Okay, we're at 99. Perfect. One more. Okay, guys, before I start, like I said, just get comments going, drop leans, drop stuff you want me to go over, drop what you're on today, and I will go over every single play. And I will also give out free Discord if I do end up playing something one of you guys drop in the comment section below after I look into it. So just a little incentive to comment down below. Like I said, any plays on your mind, any leans, anything, just drop it down below and I will get to it. All right, sweet. With that being said, let's get into the plays. First one of the day, I'm going with Mike Conley, over 3.5 assists. Basically, it was 4+, but same thing. Let's see, Mike Conley. So yeah, widely available still. Good price on every single book. I played this on DraftKings, -110. And yeah, so let's just quick get a filter going. So they're playing the Wizards, right? And right off the bat, if you guys look at this in the bottom right corner. Assists allowed, 4th most on the year. Over the last 15 games, 2nd most. So we know the Wizards are not a good defense, right? You go down here, dead last in defensive rating. Also, we can go to this and catch and shoot. They are allowing the most catch and shoot field goals made, which is good. Obviously, all catch and shoot field goal made are assisted. So, yeah. And then Mike Conley. So, recently, obviously, he got sent to the bench. He played 26 minutes, 25 minutes, 23 minutes, and 15 minutes. So, last game, Dante, who's starting for him, Dante had like the best game of his Wolves career, right? He was absolutely cooking. Mike Conley was not playing good at all. It was a hyper competitive game. So this was absolute floor minutes. Like Chris Finch, the coach of the Wolves, Mike Conley's still very important to this team. He still wants to get good minutes, but Dante just absolutely had it going, and it was in a game environment where they needed to put the best players on the court, and that just wasn't Mike that night. So this is floor minutes. As you can see, he's been like around 24 the 3 prior games off the bench. I have him around there tonight. So yeah, and he's like, so yes, he was starting most of the year, but he's only averaging 24.5 minutes on the year. And yeah, so like per 24 minutes, he's averaging 4.19 assists, and obviously Wizards, great matchup. And then we could also filter this. I think this is a pretty cool filter. Opponent defensive rating, right? Let's do bottom half of the league in defensive rating. Obviously, guys, Washington is dead last. So, yeah. And then when you go to bottom half of the league in defensive rating, he's over in 10 out of 13 games. He's averaging 5.3 assists. And, yeah, he just kind of crushes against, like, the bad teams. Washington allows a ton of catch and shoot. Another little edge is that since Mike is coming off the bench, it's against the Jonas Valanciunas unit. And Jonas Valanciunas just, like, he can't move. Basically every bucket and like that is like assisted because there's no switching going on with like the centers and pick and rolls and stuff. There's like zero switching, and obviously you don't want switching for assists. You want like the most like coverages and stuff like drop or maybe up at the level, stuff like that. So yeah, it will be against the Jonas Valanciunas unit off the bench as well, which is good. And yeah, just good hit rate, really low line, really good matchup. And so, like obviously the reason why this number is so low is because of the last game, right? So I mean, even just like PRA, like I I wouldn't hate that either. 13.5. See the same filter. Yeah, so 8 out of 13. I think that assist probably is like the little better bet, but it's a good matchup for Mike to score too, right? I mean, Mike does a fair bit of catch and shooting. Above the break three is really bad there. Mike obviously pretty reliant on above the break threes to score at this point in his career. So yeah, love Mike's assists over 3.5. That's the first play of the day. Like I said, here's the prices in the top right, or just like on the right side of the screen. Very widely available. Make sure guys always check like the 4 pluses on DraftKings, Caesars, and FanDuel, because a lot of times those lines do move a little bit slower, so you can get a better price on that as well. And that's what I did with this Conley play. All right, second play of the day: LeBron James over 16.5 rebounds and assists. This is kind of like a square reasoning. You could make it out to be that way. I like his assists too, but I also like his rebounds. So I played both, right? That makes sense. But yeah, and there's a 15.5 at DraftKings and BetRivers, and what I told the people in my Discord is that if you can get down on DraftKings, obviously I'm just gonna do the 16.5 for tracking purposes. But if you can get down on the DraftKings, I would do 0.75 units on the 15.5 juice line at DraftKings, and then 0.25 on the 16.5. So yeah, obviously if you have DraftKings, I guess BetRivers, if people still use that. Yeah, not a bad look. So yeah, season long hit rate isn't great, but they are playing the Spurs, and this is just like a pure matchup bet. So they played the Spurs twice, right? Obviously, filter the head to head. 28 rebounds and assists, and then 21 rebounds and assists. Guys, he's literally had a triple double in both games against the Spurs this year. And there's actually like relevant data that like makes that make sense, right? So if we go to Anthony Davis's points, the Spurs are really bad against the pick and roll man. They allow the 6th most points there. And most of LeBron's assists are actually through the pick and roll. Obviously, like the LeBron AD pick and roll is just like absolutely dominant. That's like how he gets the majority of assists. So in a matchup where he should be able to get a lot of assists to AD in the pick and roll, that's just like a really good assisting matchup for LeBron. And that kind of, that's showing up here, right? Like 11 assists, 15 potentials, 12 assists, 23 potentials. So yeah, and D'Lo played in both these games too. So that's just like another ball handler in the mix. So assist numbers are great. That's initially what I looked at first. But then rebounds are also good too. It was very efficient on converting his rebounding chances, but it just makes sense because LeBron's not going to guard Wemby. It's probably going to be AD. Maybe it's Rui or something. But it's a Wemby centric offense. So the centers are going to be pulled out to the perimeter, contesting like a ton of shots because obviously Wemby takes like 20 to 25 shots a game, it seems like. So yeah, and the Spurs are not a good rebounding team. If we go around the last 15 games, opponents' rebounds, Spurs are allowing the 3rd most rebounds as well on the year. They are allowing the 6th most rebounds. So yeah, really good rebounding matchup, really good assisting matchup, and the head-to-head numbers, which sometimes that's a square way to look at it, but head-to-head numbers from this year absolutely back that up. Let's see. Yeah, like 28 and 21. We need 17. So yeah, really like LeBron's rebounds and assists here. Okay, third and final play. I'm going to Toronto. Play Draymond Green, 6+ assists, over 5.5. Same thing. 6+ assists, -110 at FanDuel. So obviously, Bet365 has 4.5, and if you need Bet365, which I know a lot of like foreign people, non-US people need Bet365. I think that 11.5 rebounds and assists is, I mean, you have the best price in market, first of all, and I think that's a really good number. So totally good if you have Bet365. But yeah, widely available elsewhere. Like I said, I always check 6+ assists for like the alt lines because a lot of times those move slower. So if we go to with 22+ minutes, let's see. Yeah, 22+ minutes. He's over in 17 out of 29. If we go to 22+ minutes and then we add Steph and Wiggins, 13 out of 21. We go here, advanced stats, go to the Warriors. Let's see. So, nope, not off the court. On the court. Wiggins, and Curry. So as you can see, oh, okay, sorry. Let me show you this first. As you can see right now, Draymond per 36. Okay, you can't see that. Draymond per 36 minutes, just like normally, is averaging 7.1 assists per 36. But so Wiggins and Steph are playing with those two on the court, and Draymond and Steph like share minutes together, and Wiggins too for the most part. But yeah, and then he's up to 8.22. So like over an assist boost per 36 with Wiggins and Steph on the court, which is nice. Obviously, he needs scorers on the court alongside of him to get assists, and Steph is just kind of a cheat code, like running him off screens and stuff like that. So yeah, another reason why I like this though. Last 15 games, Raptors are allowing the third most assists. They're allowing the most points. They've been absolutely atrocious on defense. So yeah, really bad stuff on defense for the Raptors. Same thing here, catch and shoot. Last 15 games, guys, obviously all catch and shoot baskets are assisted. And Warriors are a big catch and shoot team. They like to run guys off screens a ton. Raptors are allowing the second most catch and shoot field goals made over the last 15 games. Another thing that I like is if we go to pull-ups last 15 games and then frequency, the Jazz are not allowing really any pull-ups. Like it's actually the fewest field goal attempts and lowest or second lowest frequency too. Usually like pull-ups, like when teams are playing drop coverage, they allow a lot of pull-ups. But when teams are playing aggressively in the pick and roll, they aren't allowing a lot of pull-ups, obviously. It just like correlates. So what this indicates to me is that Pirtle, when Steph is like getting a pick, which Steph probably gets blitzed most of the time anyways, but when Steph is running the pick and roll, or even Schroeder maybe with Draymond, they might get blitzed, or they probably will get blitzed, and then Draymond can get the ball on like a short roll and find an open shooter, find a cut or something like that. Just like getting blitzed, and then Draymond can make plays out of the short roll. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with the low amount of pull-ups that the Raptors are allowing. So I think that he could do well through that too. So yeah, guys, games in Toronto, which I like. Warriors, Raptors. It should be a close game. I don't see the Warriors definitely shouldn't get blown out by this Raptors team, obviously. And then since it's in Toronto, I think that gives us a better chance of the game staying competitive. Same with the other two games. I guess I didn't mention, but Spurs, Lakers, two teams are pretty equal. Games in LA, Lakers definitely shouldn't get blown out here. There could be a blowout here, but it's not going to be Minnesota getting blown out. So, Minnesota will put up a fair bit of points if Conley's not like getting his like full minutes or something. So, yeah, the number one thing, if you're betting an over, the number one thing really is like you don't want to be betting an over on a team that could easily get blown out. And I did that yesterday with Jonas on the Wizards. But yeah, that's like the number one thing you want to just like make sure that it should be a spot where your team isn't getting blown out if you have an over on them. So yeah, good hit rates going on for Draymond. Let's see, let me quick go back there. Yeah, good hit rates going on for Draymond. I think this is like a really, really good matchup as well. So yeah, long as Steph and Wiggins play, which they, I guess, off the injury report. So that's good. All right, let's get into those comments. Okay, first one we had was from Tommaso, my guy. Good morning, bro. I like Harden over 7.5 times. What do you think? Yeah. So definitely, I definitely looked at Harden's points for a potential under. And so we're looking at his points right now. If you go down here, obviously, isolation, they're good. They're pretty aggressive in help and isolation. Pick and roll handler, they're obviously very aggressive there as well. So it shouldn't really be a good matchup for Harden to score, which definitely correlates with him passing the ball and stuff like that. So 7.5 seems like a pretty low line for James for sure. 2 games with Kawhi, he had 12 assists against Minnesota, which is pretty good. 15 against Atlanta. Atlanta's like a cupcake matchup. Let's see, what are the Heat on the year? Yeah, so 19th. What's that, like 12th most assists allowed, something like that. We can go to recent Miami Heat. So they've been a little bit better recently. They are like a slow-paced team, good defense. The one concern is like I think the pace of this game could be pretty damn slow. Yeah, Heat are 27th, and the Clippers play pretty slow too. But yeah, he should definitely have to pass the rock here. And Kawhi just I don't think his on-ball usage has been anything crazy. Let's see, 26%, 27. So yeah. But yeah, the assist numbers have been good in the Kawhi games. Let's see. I guess this is like a really small sample size, but LA Clippers. Let's go Kawhi. Kawhi on the court. Like I said, guys, this is going to be like a 40-minute sample size because that's all Kawhi's played. 33 minutes. So yeah, I mean, Kawhi's been a big boost for Harden. I mean, like I said, very very small sample size, but Harden's really made a good effort to get Kawhi going in this small sample size. So I think Kawhi actually might be beneficial that he's playing. I don't know if the books are thinking that it's otherwise, but 7.5 does seem like a pretty low line. So let's see. He's averaging 7.9 on the year. Definitely has been trending in the wrong direction. Hit rate isn't great, but should be a slightly above average matchup, I'd say. And then maybe Kawhi gives him a little boost too. So yeah, I think I'd lean over, but I don't think it's like a crazy like must bet or anything, Tommaso. But I do think it's like I definitely lean over. Okay, Tyler said I was liking Ja points. Let me know your thoughts or under assists. Yeah, for sure, Tyler. Yeah, I really like Ja too. I really like Ja too. So they just played Houston recently. Thing is, this is good. So Houston won the game. Ja had 27 points. So clearly, whatever they did was fine. Letting Ja cook. He had ridiculous, really good volume. 22 field goal attempts. Didn't even shoot great. 1 for 5 for 3. 11 free throw attempts. That's elite stuff. Only 29 minutes. It's now his third game back. You'd think he'd be up to like 32 or so minutes, maybe a little bit more. Looks like the line moved a little bit, but to 22.5. But let's go with like 26 plus minutes. So yeah, pretty good hit rate. Like it's a good matchup too. Houston doesn't really double a ton. They're way more of a paint funnel. Like I said, like second fewest spot ups, which is good. Points in the paint, they are 10th, but 3-pointers allowed second. And yeah, if you just look at this graph, I mean, pretty much, yeah, they're like a big paint funnel compared to jump shot funnel. So yeah, I think that Ja stuff is really good here. I wish that the 21.5 was still there. Maybe what's like a points and rebounds? Like a stale? Is there any stale lines? Yeah, like it's not a good assist matchup, but okay, it's not a good assist matchup, bro. But if we're being honest, like if you have Bet365 and Caesars, like his line's like 22.5 now, and then that's like 5 assists. Like this is a good bet. Points and assists at 27.5. Like I said, it's not a good assist matchup. Points and rebounds, yeah. Points and rebounds, actually, this is the better one for sure. Because let's see, points and rebounds, 26 plus minutes. Yeah, played like shit against Minnesota. Minnesota's a tough matchup for him, though. I think, even though that they're not like super aggressive, it's just like Rudy in a drop and Jaden at the point of attack. Like that's so much length around him for someone who can't really shoot. Nets are aggressive against the pick and roll. Philly, he came up like a couple short. Yeah, no, I think that this is like a really good bet. And like, look at, especially if you have Caesars 365, ESPN, MGM, like FanDuel already and DraftKings already, updated that shit pretty fast. So yeah, Josh stuff is definitely good tonight, Tyler. Fred, 1 per 36. What? Fred 100 rebounds. Shoto, let's see, let's check that out. 3.5, yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean it makes sense too, right? It's like, I mean, Fred, the ball just has to bounce to him. And Amon's a willing rebounder. Sengun is, even Jalen Green. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that reasoning makes sense because Amon is a pretty big rebounding hog. I personally just guard rebounds like are pretty variants, especially if they're not like a willing rebounder. It just like kind of like did the ball happen to bounce them today? So I tend to usually not play these, but I mean, yeah, your reasoning like Amon definitely is like a rebound hog, and we'll grab all the uncontested rebounds and stuff. We'll like take them away from Fred and stuff. So I mean that makes sense, but I personally like to stay away from those type of props. Okay, let's see. D'Lo said likely under 9.5 assists and rebounds. Who's likely? Isaiah likely? D'Lo, could you clarify who's likely? Is there someone who was like similar to that? I'm trying to find to see if you like meant to say someone else likely. Oh, quickly. Yeah, I'm guessing you meant to say quickly. Yeah, that's a 9.5. Quickly under 9.5 rebounds. I think he took it down. So yeah, I th- I think it can be a decent assist matchup for him. I totally get that. Like I know where you're coming from. RJ, Scotty, Bucks. They're kind of more of a drop team. So let's see, the Knicks, the Cavs, and then Pistons was a scoring matchup. Yeah, but the thing is, so quickly will probably get blitzed on pick and rolls, and that could be good for his assists maybe. But I definitely get where you're coming from. Like, hasn't even really been close with RJ and Scotty, so I definitely would lean under. But I think that you can maybe make a case that it's a fair matchup. Jaime Jaquez over 21.5 PRA. So Jaime, I personally don't like betting on Heat wings just because they have so many of them, and like I feel like their minutes just like randomly fluctuate up and down and stuff. What's you Miami versus the Clippers? Where's hold on? Okay. Jaime Jaquez. So 26 minutes, and that was the starters played till the end there. Yeah, it's just weird with Jaime because I guess he's played pretty good minutes. He should keep starting since they kept on winning. Go to 25 plus minutes. Okay, we could go without Jimmy though. Yeah, okay. This doesn't seem terrible. This seems like a pretty fair bet. Clippers are a tough team. I think they have been allowing a fair bit of pull ups, which Jaime can take advantage of. But the Clippers are just like a tough team, dude, because like you don't really know what they're gonna do on a game to game basis. Their scheme is just like so like all over the place. They're not like just everything is yellow and orange. Everything is like middle of the pack, and they need to go down here, middle of the pack to like above average. So yeah, ideal. I definitely think it makes sense for sure. But I would say that the Heat wings definitely their minutes are just very volatile, and they kind of play the hot hand there because they have a dude named like Larson who comes off the bench and like plays minutes randomly. They have Jovic off the bench who minutes fluctuate. Duncan minutes fluctuate. Haywood, and Haywood kind of makes sense to play a lot just because maybe you want him to guard Harden or something. So yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. Without Jimmy, he's been getting good minutes and stuff, but I probably would stay away just because there's a lot of like weird stuff that happens in Miami with those wings. Was looking at Nikhil PRA. This is a good spot for his minutes for sure. Let's see, Nikhil. The thing is, I think 12 and a half. So I probably see Nikhil playing. So I probably see him playing like 18 to 24 minutes. Maybe let's do 17 to 24. Let's be 17 to 25. Okay. Yeah, but it's definitely a really good matchup. I mean, yeah, spot up is mostly and Wizards, like I said. I mean, look at the catch and shoot stuff from Washington. Yeah, Washington just been allowing a ton of catch and shoot stuff. So Nikhil definitely makes sense. And like if you're giving like a little minute boost due to like the spot, which is definitely fair. And like look at some of his unders. I mean, we could see defensive rating. We could filter that out too. Filter out some of those like good ass defenses. Yeah, yeah. Shoto, I like it. I think that Nikhil stuff makes a ton of sense here. Even what's his point? 7.5. Yeah. He also, it's worth noting. I think that he did play garbage time minutes against Orlando too. So if they do blow him out, I think this because it's not like I guess I'd have to check to see who's available for the Timberwolves. But if you could look up like before the game and see like who's available and how many people they have, then like yeah, that gives it even more outs because if he plays garbage time, he's gonna get good PRA per minute numbers in there. D'Lo, I was looking at this a ton. I actually really like this. I really like this. So let's see. Yeah, D'Lo, I do really like this. Yeah, with Curry and Wiggins, and that was against the Warriors. So let's take out that game. Let's do. Yeah, so he hasn't even been close. He's only averaging 15.4 PRA. Of course, some of these like that's a massive blowout. I don't expect that. He shot the ball really poorly, so he's definitely due some regression there, some positive regression. Yeah, like he's been really poor for the Warriors in games with Curry and Wiggins. But I do agree with this, and it's also like Schroeder. Like I said, we looked at the pull ups by the Raptors. I can go click at it again. And yeah, Schroeder's more of a pull up player, like operates through the pick and roll, not a big catch and shoot guy. And yeah, so really tough there. So it's not even really like a good matchup for Dennis. I think maybe you could make an argument that it's a fine assist matchup, but like the number is way too high for that, right? Like he's only averaging 4.1 with them. So yeah, D'Lo, I think this is like a really good bet. Julian Reeves points and assists. Is that Julian Champagne? Oh yeah. So this looks really good for sure. The Lakers don't really allow spot ups, and Champagne's like super reliant on it. One other thing is that Sohan. I think Sohan's questionable. Let me quick check the Spurs injury report, but yeah, so Sohan is questionable, and that definitely does matter. Sohan just been super injured, but let's say Sohan does play, and say who else has missed a little bit of time. Just like say with like everyone who's gonna get minutes, who's gonna play. I guess still really good stuff. Yeah, but let's see, 16 minutes, 23 minutes, 16 minutes, 11 minutes, 20 minutes. So minutes are definitely like trending down. Like, yeah. So Christmas he played a fair bit. I don't see him. I think that like 24 is like his ceiling. So yeah, I mean, even with that though, I mean, it's not a bad look. If Sohan does play, it's probably not a crazy bet. But if Sohan doesn't play, this will definitely be like a really good bet, and you'll probably get really good CLV. So, yeah, I think that it's fine. The hit rate is like definitely deceiving though, but at the same time, man, this is pretty crazy. Yeah, this is really crazy. So, but yeah, he was starting for a lot of that and playing like way bigger minutes. So another good look in Lakers Spurs could be Champagne. Oh, that's what you said too, Champagne. Yeah, well, we just kind of talked about Champagne. I think it just depends on if Sohan plays or not, and like we just don't know about that yet. So, yep, Cam for sure. Yep, Warriors. I'm on Draymond assists. Yeah, the Raptors have been absolutely atrocious on defense. Cam said liking Wiggins PR. Okay, Golden State, Toronto. We could do like with Curry, without Kuminga. Couple games there. What is? So yeah, Wiggins definitely a good matchup for Wiggs for sure. Let's see. Let me quick. I like to look at this sometimes. Let's see, because yeah, let's just make sure Wiggs isn't taking like a ton of pull ups. Pull ups. So it's probably just gonna be mostly Steph. Yeah, Steph, Schroeder. Yeah, Wiggs is kind of up there, I guess, but yeah, no, Wiggins should get a ton of catch and shoot looks. Raptors defense has been absolutely atrocious. Season long hit rate. Let's see what is. So they kind of got blown out there. Blown out. Yeah, I mean, let's do it without Kuminga. Okay, there's only been a few games. What have the minutes been without Kuminga? 25, but I think they kind of got blown out there. Got blown out 26, 33, 33. Let's give him like 28 plus. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely get behind some Wiggins stuff. For sure. This like the Raptors are really bad, man. Like they're not good. Okay. Wemby points 24.5. Okay, Spurs, Lakers. Wemby, I mean, this should be a spot where he's like one of my buddy Liam Osbets. He told me that Wemby has games where it seems like he's not like trying or not engaged. If that's the case, and he engages in certain spots, there's not really a better spot to engage in than in LA against LeBron. So like that kind of off the rip. He started off the year kind of like shit. Let's see. Then he started cooking. So he's been crushing recently. Went under in last 3, but that's fine. That's not. Let's see, pick and roll, man. See, Wemby just scores in so many different ways. I mean, it's kind of crazy. He will have AD on him, I guess. What did he do against the Lakers this year? 28. Shot 4 for 13 from deep. 20 points. Didn't get a free throw, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, didn't shoot great, obviously. Yeah, Wemby's been doing really good. I like the spot for him. Is there anything else I like about this? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like tough to bet. Like Wemby scores in so many different ways. I mean, it's just like, is this team gonna make it difficult on Wemby, or are they just gonna like kind of let him do his thing? I wouldn't expect many doubles, or I think they would kind of just let AD do his thing one-on-one against him. So yeah, Wemby's a tough person to handicap just because he scores in so many different ways. But I do think it's a fine spot for Vic. Van Vliet under 10.5 rebounds and assists. Let's go back there. Shoto mentioned under rebounds, and I thought that made sense for sure. You said 10.5. Yeah, goes under a ton. A lot more than he doesn't. We already talked about how Amon can be a rebound snatcher. Memphis, good rebounding team, pretty good at limiting assists. He just played, only had 5 rebounds and assists, only 15 chances, so that's not great. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we could go to like Sengun. What's like pick and roll, man? I don't even know if Fred gets assists really, because Fred's kind of like a cheeky assist getter, so it's like neutral. So we're spot up. I know Memphis does kind of a lot of catch and shoot stuff, but yeah, I think that Fred under makes sense for sure. Cat PRA 40.5. Yeah, so it's I think it's a really good matchup for Cat. Duran's like a drop big. He's not a good defender. Let's see. Yeah, where's Cat? Yeah, so free throws, pick and roll, man. Spot up transition. Yeah, I just don't think that Duran can really guard him like out in the perimeter. I think they already played head to head. Okay, he had 21. Only played 27 minutes, so they did blow him out. I know Brunson. Let's see. Oh wait, let me go here. 39 PRA. He had 7 assists. Okay. Yeah, I would wait on stuff for now, just on Knicks stuff. That's what I'm doing at least because it is a back-to-back, and Brunson did get hurt. I mean, obviously, I guess maybe you wouldn't want to wait then. Maybe Brunson did leave the game for a second, and it is a back-to-back, so maybe there's a chance that we don't get Brunson here, which would obviously benefit Cat a ton. Right, he's been crushing this. From a rebounding perspective, Detroit, they are a pretty good rebounding team. Duran doesn't stretch the floor, obviously, which is solid for Cat's ability to play drop. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just like, is Brunson going to play or not? But I think Cat could get his threes off for sure. Like his over threes make sense because just like how Duran defends if you go to the Pistons, ton of above the break threes allowed as well. So yeah, I think like Cat threes is like I think the best way to play Cat right now. It's minus 140, minus 145. Could play a juice straight up or something else. Yeah, Kai. Yesterday was rough. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Jokic just it was he was never gonna score a lot with them defending him like that. I agree. Edwards over. So it is kind of weird that they're allowing so many catch and shoots. The Wizards. They really don't play a ton of like crazy coverages, but I mean, I guess they have been pretty good against pick and roll handlers. This could be a massive blowout. I probably would stay away, dude. Just I don't know. I think that it's a could be a big blowout. Okay. Do I like Green and Jackson Jr. at least 20 points each? Jalen Green is very inconsistent. I don't think he's been good recently. Don't get me wrong, but he's just not someone you want to bet on. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do juice reducer leg on Jalen Green. So I actually don't like that, to be honest. But from a like a matchup standpoint, he played good against Memphis. Memphis is really bad in transition. Pick and roll handler, pretty bad there. They just play super fast. So I mean, yeah, I probably just wouldn't bet on Jalen Green. He just too inconsistent for my likings. But Jaren, on the other hand, Jaren's been going crazy. He only had 21 points that game too. Dylan Brooks guarded him. I did see that for a little bit. Dylan Brooks did kind of make life tough on Jaren. So yeah, I probably wouldn't play that, to be honest. Wiggins returns to Canada. Yeah, maybe he's a little motivated here. Joel said Norman Powell. Let's go. Miami at the Clippers. 21.5. It seems like that's the line. So yeah, lots of spot ups. That's good for Norm for sure. Let's see, with Kawhi, 20 points in 29 minutes, massive blowout. Close game, 25. So yeah, I think Norman's like roles pretty much staying the same with Kawhi there. Good hit rates. Should be a fairly decent matchup with the spot up stuff because Norman really is mostly like an off ball player. Obviously, he does some things on ball, but especially compared to Harden, right? Miami's not a good matchup for on ball guards, but for off ball guards, I think you can make a case that it's a solid matchup for sure. He won't get Haywood Highsmith. He'll get guarded by wow, I don't even know. Like Tyler, no, he won't get guarded by Hero. Who's even starting for them? It's like, yeah, he's not going to get Haywood Highsmith. Haywood's definitely going to take maybe like Jaime, who I would think that Norman's like kind of too quick for Jaime. So yeah, maybe Terry Rozier, that would be crazy. But yeah, no, I think this is a pretty good matchup for Norman, and like his stuff hasn't really tailed off since James has got there. Yeah, I think Norman's stuff definitely makes sense. You got a good hit rate going on. Good solid matchup. Should be a solid individual matchup too. So yeah, I think that I actually do kind of like that. Zubac. So yeah, had two pretty good games with Kawhi for sure. Atlanta's like a super easy matchup. Minnesota, that's neutral. He gives Rudy trouble because he's just pretty strong for him. I So the Heat are pretty good points in the paint, especially the restricted area. Bam is a tough matchup for him. Bam's a really good defender. Yeah, I'd probably stay away. Bam is just like a really good defender, to be honest. I'd probably stay away from Zubac here. Like it's only like 2 games and not a big sample, but yeah, I'd probably stay away from Bam from this. Twizzy said Scotty under assists. Let's see. So with Barrett, with Quickly, what have the potentials been looking like? Didn't have any, but it says 3 assists, so probably not many. 14 against Cleveland, 6 against New York, 13. So Golden State's not a terrible assist matchup. Like 17's most allowed. You can go to like not a terrible assist matchup, especially because they're pretty aggressive on when they do run the pick and roll. They do leak a fair bit of spot ups. I don't know. I'd probably stay away from this, to be honest. Yeah, Jalen Green. Like I said, I personally just don't like to bet on him. I think I like to bet unders on him, but I don't like to really bet overs on him, to be honest. But yeah, let's see, 21 shots, 22 shots. I guess it has been really consistent. Yeah, and I guess it kind of makes sense because with Tari and Jabari out, like, who are you gonna play over him? Let me click. Without Tari, without Jabari. 38, 30, blowout. 33, 35 minutes, blowout loss. Yeah, volume has been really good for sure. Bet 365 is a pretty nice line. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I personally just don't like really betting on Jalen Green, but I mean, I guess you can't argue with it. And like when that one dude said, who was it that said both of them to score 20, the 12th man? Yeah, Jalen Green. Like I said, if you're gonna play Jalen Green, just don't do like don't like do like a juice reducing leg and use Jalen Green as that because of his inconsistency. But yeah, I mean, if you just want to play Jalen Green straight up, like it's not a bad look. But yeah, just don't be like laying juice with that. But yeah, I mean, really good stuff without these two, and like yeah, like who really is gonna take his minutes? Like Cam Whitmore, probably not. Like Aaron Holiday, probably not. So realistically, should be pretty safe. And yeah, definitely makes sense. He had a good game against Memphis too. Was very efficient, but still. Yeah, deal. I'm not Jalen Brunson. I don't know if he's gonna play. So back to back, I don't know. I think it's weird. Yeah. So Jonas stuff. Jonas is interesting to me. I'm a Wolves fan, and Rudy can't guard. Rudy's not good at defending these strong ass centers. Like he's not like this. He's a very like don't get me wrong. He's one of the best coverage defenders of all time, and he's one of the he's like a top 2 coverage defender in the league. But like when it comes down to like post up situations and when bigs catch it down low and they're strong and they can push Rudy off his spot and finish, like Rudy gets punked a lot like that. So Jonas rebounds, I'm not so sure about rebounds. 6.5, 7, really good hit rate stuff. The Wolves, this could be a blowout for sure. Let's do like with Sar. So you're talking about prize picks. Yeah, 7 flat. I don't really like 7 flat, but I do really like Jonas's points, to be honest. Like minus 120. Like he went over last game. He shot really well, obviously. And the thing is too, like the second unit for Minnesota, when Rudy's off the court, like he's gonna have his way with Randall and Naz Reid down low. Like that's like he could easily have his way against the second unit. And then like Minnesota pick and roll man, pretty good. Post up number 2, dude. Like I said, I'm just not buying that shit. Like I watch every Wolves game, I've seen so many like big centers just have their way down low. So yeah, I really like Jonas's points from rebounds. Rebounds, I probably would stay away. What's PRA? 18 and a half. I mean, yeah, good hit rates too. Good hit rates on PRA. So D'Lo, yeah, Jonas stuff I do like, but I think you have to include points in it because I think it's actually a really good points matchup for him. Kawhi threes, yeah, Kawhi's really been shooting a ton of threes, and Miami gives up a lot of catch and shoot threes, just like how they'll defend Harden. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good bet, Twizzy. I do like that, and yeah, especially at the plus money price. I mean, he got up 5 in 19 minutes. Then he played 21 minutes. Maybe he's up to like 22 or 23 here. Got 5 up in each game. Yeah, Miami, like I said, they're a good catch and shoot three matchup, especially when Harden and Norm are coming off of pick and rolls or DHOs and stuff like that. So yeah, I think Kawhi threes makes a fair bit of sense. Yeah, Tyler. Shit. I mean, dude, you could. I don't know if I am. Fucking 2 for 15 last game, dude. Like that hurt. So, but like if you're being objective about it, right? He shot the ball 15 times. So he's playing Memphis again. Like I said, and Memphis maybe will even leave him even more intentionally open after that shitty shooting performance, right? But yeah, like opponents catch and shoot. I think Memphis is a pretty big catch and shoot funnel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they allow a fair bit of catch and shoot stuff. Yeah, I mean you could, bro. You could. Shit. Minutes are definitely going to be good. He didn't get into foul trouble, so that was maybe a little bit fortunate. Yeah. It's probably a good bet. It is a good bet. I just don't think I'm going to play it, to be honest. Same. I hate betting on Jalen Green. Yeah, it's just like he's inconsistent, dude. He used to. The thing is, though, I think Joel maybe like I think we might hate betting on Jalen Green because he used to get benched all the time, right? I really don't know if Jalen Green's like a risk to get benched at this point anymore. Just with he has been playing good, and he has been. The Rockets don't have any depth, so maybe I'm wrong about Jalen Green. With like he is an inconsistent player for sure. He'll go on these hot stretches and then go ice cold. I mean, like look at this shit, dude. Like his graph is literally just like a fucking valley. Like it starts out high, then it like dips low, and then like goes high again. Like he's so inconsistent and streaky. But I guess he is on a good streak right now. So let's see. He strung together 5 good games. He's at 5 right now. So maybe he's down to like start going down again. But I don't know, man. I really don't think he's like a risk of getting benched, dude. So I guess Jalen Green stuff. Because if we're like, let's see, he's taking like 20 shots. He's playing like ridiculous minutes. Okay, let's 30 plus minutes. Shot attempts. Let's just filter out like the bullshit shot attempts games. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Okay, Malik points and rebounds is at Beasley. So the Knicks. Knicks are pretty good at spot up and then 3-pointers allowed. They are pretty good at defending that. They're really bad against the corners. Malik does a fair bit in the corners. Off ball screens are pretty bad. Malik definitely gets a ton of off ball screens. So I guess this is like a pretty neutral matchup, right? Pretty neutral. Wouldn't say it's good, wouldn't say it's bad. Let's see. Yeah, he's been playing really good minutes without Ivy. Like without Ivy, he's like a lock for 24 plus, I believe. He's also going to come off the bench though, and then he's probably capped around like 35 or something. So yeah, I mean he's been cooking. 19 out of 29 on the year. He started out the year like shit. Over in last 18 out of 22. Yeah, I think that Malik makes a fair bit of sense. Knicks are on a back-to-back too, which I guess helps with maybe like loosening up their defense a little bit. So yeah, I think that Beasley stuff is a solid look as well. He's got to be blowed. Oh, are you talking about Dylan Brooks? Yeah, and he doesn't lose confidence, bro. He's gonna keep shooting. I mean, yeah, 15 shots up. I'll take my chance. Yeah, Tyler. I think it's a good bet, dude. I am a little butthurt, to be honest, about how that went down last game. But yeah, and like they played so recently. Memphis saw how ass Dylan Brooks was. They so when teams play back to back, this isn't a back to back, but when they play so recently, like teams remember how they lost and how they got beat and make adjustments usually. Sengun absolutely killed them. 15 free throws, got to the line with ease, 20 shot attempts. Sengun absolutely cooked them. I think that doubles might be coming Sengun's way this time, and they might be a little bit more aggressive, which would also be good for Brooks. So, yeah, fuck, dude. Oh, my gosh. Bro, you're tempting me. You're tempting me. Oh, man. You are. I'm feeling super tempted. Pretty good prices out there, too. Very widely available. Man, the question is, do you want to torture yourself or not? He's gonna keep shooting, and fuck, man. Like Memphis is probably gonna like leave him. Like I said, they're probably gonna leave him even more open, like intentionally. It's obviously a good spot, good matchup. And then yeah, Sengun. I would expect Sengun to get more attention, right? Let's see, Dylan Brooks. So pretty good season long hit rate. Let's see, but let's see minutes. Actually, what do you guys think is like? So his shot attempts. Honestly, dude, I see his field goal attempts have got to be pretty good. Look at his hit rate with shooting 12 to 18 shots. We got super unlucky there. I guess we did have we had 14 and a half though. And yeah, and the line dropped. Like the line shouldn't drop. Why did it drop? He took 15 shots just because he didn't make them. Played 35 minutes. Man, I'm okay, Tyler. I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket, but shit. I like it. Vassell can't keep shooting this like this too. What has he been doing? 5 for 14, 1 for 7, 4 for 17, 3 for 9. Yeah, holy shit. 1 for 6. Yeah, Vassell, holy shit, man. He has been stinking it up, that's for sure. Yeah, I agree. He can't. Let's see, what's transition? Okay, that's good. Spot up. Handoffs, DHOs, so really bad on those. Yeah, this seems like a fair matchup. The Lakers are definitely more of a paint funnel than like 28th in points in the paint, and then 11th in 3 points allowed. So they're definitely a paint funnel, which I don't really like about that. Vassell is like more of a jump shooter, but 16 and a half does feel pretty low. Let's see when he shoots like I don't know, better than like 30%. When he shoots 37% or better over an 8 out of 11. Yeah, I think Vassell. Yeah, Vassell's definitely like a buy low spot. I just don't know if this is like the matchup for him, just given how much. Actually, what is like Wemby? Okay, Wemby. Yeah, the Lakers are definitely like they're like a paint funnel team. So I'd want to bet on someone who's like doing more of their work in the paint. And in fact, I actually really like Chris Paul's under, to be honest. Like Chris Paul, like I said, massive points in the paint funnel, bro. Chris Paul does not score in the paint at all. Pick and roll handler, they don't allow shit like that. Spot up. free throws. Chris doesn't score in transition really. So I think that Chris Paul under 9.5 actually makes a fair bit of sense. And you could go like with Wemby, with Vassell. Yeah, with Wemby and Vassell. Yeah, pretty good hit rates to the under too. And that's like, let's see, pick and roll ball handler. Let's like filter out because he's very reliant on that defensive play type. Yeah, I think that Chris Paul's under makes a fair bit of sense, to be honest. I might actually play this, to be honest. Tyler said do it. Yeah, Dylan Brooks, dude, I'm tempted, bro. But like, look at this Chris Paul stuff. So you filter out like really bad pick and roll handler defenses. Lakers are 8th, so we just filtered out the top 10, so it's 1 through 20 with Wemby and Vassell. And then yeah, just like look at their chart too. Look at the Lakers, man. Like so much stuff in the paint. Chris Paul doesn't score in the paint, and then they're pretty solid at limiting other stuff. But they're just like a massive paint funnel. So I think that Chris Paul unders actually makes sense. And actually, I'm gonna play this. Let's see. What's the best price? I guess Lods Brokes. FanDuel looks like the best price for American books. So, yeah, D'Lo. I'll get to that a little bit. Yeah. So, guys, Chris Paul. Let me quick make this banner. Let me quick check to see what the line is on FanDuel. Okay, I'm minus 115 on FanDuel for Chris Paul. I'm gonna make that an official play. Yeah, just not a good matchup for Chris, I don't think, to score at all. Pretty good hit rates to the under. Let me quick get that banner up. And then I'm just gonna send that into my Discord. There you go. That's a new one. Chris Paul under 9.5 points. And yeah, so yeah, I'll answer that question for you, D'Lo, and then I'm gonna quick recap. And then if there's a few more questions, I'll get to them for sure. So drop them down below if you guys want any more plays for me to go over. And then I'm gonna end it up because we've been live for an hour and 2 minutes. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, the other good prices on this are minus 120 at Bet365 and DraftKings, and then we got minus one. Shit. What's the Caesars price? Minus 121 at Caesars as well. So yeah, pretty much around minus 120 and then minus 120 at FanDuel. Yeah, Chris Paul under. Love that. Late games, that's great. I hate having bets on the late games. I just want to go to bed, and then I'll be like watching it and like overstimulated. Okay, sweet. Okay, what was the last question? So it was Max Christie points, rebounds, and assists. Honestly, Max Christie is not in a good spot in my opinion. Okay. Oh, he has been playing good minutes. 80 and LeBron, Reeves, Rui. Who's been missing? Milton. So that was a blowout. Let's see, that was good. So he seems pretty tapped in for like 26 as a floor. Yeah, I don't like the matchup though, D'Lo. I mean, Christie's like basically a spot up guy. Spurs don't really allow a ton of that transition. I guess it's average. The corners, the Spurs don't allow shit in the corners. Max Christie actually is like pretty reliant on, like he makes more corner threes than he does above the break. So the Spurs don't allow any corner threes. Like I said, they play drop coverage with Wemby, which is why so much stuff happens through the pick and roll, whether it's like pick and roll man, pick and roll handler. So it's probably more so a AD, Reeves, and LeBron game, and like the spot up guys aren't doing much, but his minutes have been pretty crazy. I will give him that. Has Rui been? Yeah, Rui hasn't been playing a ton. Dorian Finney-Smith, he's at 7.5. So Dorian Finney-Smith has slowly been taking minutes away from Rui. But yeah, these three guys, like the Christie, Rui, I don't think it's a good matchup for them, to be honest. Just like they're mostly spot up guys, corner campers, and yeah, that's just not a good matchup against the Spurs. So yeah, I'd probably stay away from it, to be honest. But I do think that Max Christie in the future, like Max Christie, if he drops a dud against the Spurs and still plays fair minutes, he could be a really good over in like a next spot against like a team that allows a ton of spot ups. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm thinking about that. No, D'Lo, I wouldn't take under. Just because his minutes have been really good. So, but I mean, I'd lean under, but I probably wouldn't take it, I guess. Yeah, his minutes have been really good. So that's the one thing about it. Okay, well, let's quick recap the plays. So first one was Mike Conley over 3.5 assists. That was -110 at DK. Basically just like that because Wizards allow a ton of assists. He'll go up against Jonas Valanciunas' unit, which is going to be zero switching, just tons of stuff through the pick and roll that can happen. Tons of catch and shoots being allowed, and just a good buy low number. Wizards aren't good. LeBron rebounds and assists. Great rebound matchup because Wemby-centric offense. Wings will crash, get a ton of rebounds. LeBron had triple doubles in both games against the Spurs. Spurs also allow a ton of stuff to pick and roll man, which is how LeBron gets his assists. Draymond 6+ assists. Raptors allowing the most catch and shoot field goals, like the third most assists or something over the last 15 games. And yeah, Draymond just with Wiggins and Steph are both playing. Draymond's numbers are way better with Wiggins and Steph on the court, and yeah, he has a pretty good hit rate on this stuff too. Chris Paul under 9.5 points. Just Lakers are a massive points in the paint funnel. Chris does not score in the paint. Lakers good against the pick and roll handler, and pretty good hit rate to the under when Wemby and Vassell both play. So yeah, Chris Paul under 9.5 points, like that as well. All right. Well, thank you guys for all tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. If you guys do just want to quick leave a like, if you're on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it if you left a like and subscribed. It really does help me a ton with what I'm trying to build, what I'm trying to achieve right now. So yeah, just liking and subscribing really does truly go a long way. So if you do appreciate the content, if you do find it valuable, like I said, just a like really does do a lot for me. So would greatly appreciate it if you guys do that. All right. Well, sounds good. I will be back here same time tomorrow, 9:45 Eastern time. So make sure to be there, and I'll see you then.